All right, so here's my story about one of my wake up calls. And I picked this one as I was meditating and praying. I was like, well, God, which wake up call should I talk about? And this particular one, it had layers to it. And it scared me the most. And it was instant that God showed me, like, remember this story? And I'm like, oh, okay. So, whew. I'm gonna try my best not to cry. I have to take notes so I can stay on track. Look, I'm nervous. Ooh. You know, when you're telling your life stories, it is like vulnerable. And then, like, people get on YouTube and they try to like show face. They rather talk about everybody else but themselves. But I'm gonna talk about myself. I'd rather talk about myself before you talk about me. Listen. So back in 2012 was my spiritual awakening and my wake up call happening at the same time. So I've always been like a little spiritual little girl. Like, I love spiritual stuff. I love ghosts. I love Casper the Friendly Ghost. But then I also love magic. And then I love Jesus. Oh, I would be the little girl in church doing praise dances. So I've always been this very like spiritual person, period. It just was a part of my DNA. I loved it. So let me give y'all the story. So back in 2012, I was in my pretty days in Hollywood, up to no good, making a lot of money, okay? And I loved it. Like, my lifestyle, it was hard work, but it was paying off. And I wanted to share that experience with my mom. I wanted her to enjoy traveling. So I had been traveling and I was like, I need to travel like with my mom, my sister. So it was a season where I wanted to give. Now, I don't even know how to start this, really. So my mother is a very unique individual. My mother has passed on. She died in 2015. This wake up call happened in 2012, okay? So in 2012, summertime, I want to take my mom for her birthday to Las Vegas. I had found tickets for the Earth, Wind, and Fire concert in Las Vegas. It was at the Westgate Hotel, and it was about to be lit. You hear me? I was like, oh, my mom would love this. I love surprising her. So I would pop up and just surprise her out the blue. I would take her places, and she never knew where she was going till she got there. So this was one of those, like, a big surprise. So I flew from LA to Sacramento, and I was like, Mom, happy birthday. I walked through the door. My mama turned up, man. So my mom has always struggled with alcoholism, but she really struggled with like substance abuse. It's just alcoholism was like the noticeable one. And so she was turned up on more than one thing. And it's her birthday. You know, there's some black mamas out there, they want to turn all the way up for their birthday. So I'm like, dang, okay, maybe I could get her to sober up because we got a flight tonight. I literally flew in that day to fly her out that night to Vegas. That was my gift to her, right? She turned up though. So it's like midday. She like, it's my birthday. My mom was hilarious. Like, if you see my mom, she the auntie in the hood that always know what's going on. She'll smoke weed with you. She'll drink with you. She just want to make sure you good. She good. Look, go get me some cigarettes. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, what is my mama doing? She's just a neighborhood cool lady. She loud. She like to wear these colors. She put on old school music. She get people to dance. She just was like, every hood needed her. She gonna make sure the gang bangers ain't fighting with each other. She gonna try to talk it out. She gonna, give her spiel on what she thinks. She just was an OG. You know what I'm saying? That part of her was like, I could not even describe it. That's my mama. So I didn't have a well-kept mom. So when people see me like be all ladylike, this is me trying to take all her good qualities. But honestly, my mama was a turn-up lady. So I was like, Vegas is the ultimate turn-up. I'm about to take you to Vegas. So I get my auntie. Here we go. So I get my auntie to drive us to the airport. And my mom like, where we going? I thought we was just going over to, I forgot what I told her. I think I told her we were going to like somebody's house, but we was going really far. She like, where are we going? She's like, why are we going way out here in the woods somewhere? She started freaking out. And I was like, Mom, I'm actually taking you to the airport. We're going to the airport because we flying to Vegas. What? Today? At this point, my mother's had turned up one notch higher. And so she was like dramatic. She was being silly, cutting up. And she like, oh my God, I'm calling your grandma. So she called my grandma. Guess what your grandbaby done did? Guess what she trying to do? She telling on me. My auntie laughing. My uncle laughing. I'm like, this is just, why can't it just be? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. No, it's like, girl, let me tell you, it's my daughter out here trying to take me to Vegas. Oh my God, I ain't even ready. I'm like, Mama, it's okay. I bought you a wig. Okay, we gonna switch this hair. I bought you a wig. You gonna be okay. We get to the airport. Our flight is delayed. How in Sacramento we have delayed flights? Like, it's right here. But for some reason, the flight was delayed. I'm stressed. Because my mama like, oh, well, we got to wait. So you know what I want? Another drink. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, this is before therapy. This is before I went to therapy. So I'm like, oh, what you want to drink, Mama? I was an enabler because I wanted her to stay calm. Because if she didn't drink, she would act even more dramatic. Whew. Okay. So get her a little drink. She talking to my grandma. The flight finally boards. And you know, boarding a flight when you got a hood mama is like not good. They ain't got no patience. My mom like, why is this taking so long? She was complaining. She was being like a toxic version of a Leo. My mother's a Leo. So she just running her mouth. I'm like, just shut up, Mom. Now I'm just like, Mom, shut it up. Ooh, be quiet. Hey. And she was like, okay. Me and her were very dramatic. You could tell we were dysfunctional. But that was like my best friend. Like, she taught me so much about just having this grit to me, where most people are surprised that I have. I get it from my mother. The poise side of me just came with education and fine-tuning and God. And the good aspects of my mother, if we take away all her layers. We get on this plane. Now my mother's, I don't even know. She's drunk. Like she's high, drunk, messed up. So she just in and out. She here, she not here. So that's how I knew at that point that she had more than just something to drink, because she cutting up. Like she in and out. I'm like, what is happening? So people on the airplane, everybody's excited to go to Vegas. So they're like talking loud. Oh my God, I can't believe I go to, when you sit on the airplane, it's just loud for no reason. Everybody wants to talk. So where are you going? Where are you going? My mom, y'all need to shut y'all motherfucking asses up. Why y'all talking so loud? The embarrassment was unbelievable. So it was noticeable. She kept doing it on and off, and people got silent. You know how people get awkwardly silent to isolate the loudest person that got an issue? Well, my mother was targeted at this point. She was the only one talking crazy. And nobody was talking to her. She just didn't want all the loud noise while she was high. Sometimes when I describe my mother, people don't believe me, but y'all gonna get these stories. So my mother is like Whitney Houston. She's really sweet, kind. She down to earth. She's a soulful black woman. But if she's turned up, so the plane people, the safety coordinators come onto the plane and they're like, ma'am, are you okay? And I'm like, she's okay. And they're like, we have to ask the individual, sorry. And I'm like, you hear me? I'm mad. I'm like, dang. And they're like, we're sorry, ma'am, but your behavior is concerning to the other passengers on the plane, and we're going to have to ask you to escort the plane. Why I got to get off? I ain't do nothing. They allowed. Embarrassed. Why we get escorted off this plane? Why we miss our flight? And they were like, I was like, so I go to the counter because, you know, they shut the door, they take off. What do I do? They're like, well, you can come back in the morning and show your ticket and you just, you know, we'll give you another ticket to take the next flight. But this was the last flight going out to Vegas for the evening. My mama, she like, fuck them. She walk off, fuck them. If you knew my mom, it would be funny. If you from the hood, it would be funny. But for me, I'm thinking about the money that just I lost from the plane ticket to the concert ticket to the hotel room. Like, I'm thinking money, and I'm like, so I called my auntie to come pick us back up, and she like, oh no. My auntie's so cute. I have the cutest auntie. Hopefully, y'all get to see her in my future series that I'm doing. She is the sweetest pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie. She's like, oh Lord. Oh Lord. She come pick us up. And my mom like, I don't know what was wrong with them. She say something, and I'm already mad. And excuse me and forgive me. And me and my mother have forgiven each other multiple times because she done did stuff to me. I done did stuff to her. I smacked her. My uncle and my auntie go, ooh. They so dramatic. Ooh. I say, mama, shut up. Shut the up. When I get to that point where I'm sharp with my words, I'm done with you. And it was just an awkward silence the whole way back to the house. It was an awkward silence all the way back to the house. The next day, I take all my things. My sister, she like, you knew mama wasn't gonna make it. My sister, she always knows the worst is about to happen. You know it ain't gonna. Anyway, talk about her later. I get on that plane and I go to Vegas. The next morning, I check in the hotel. And this is where the wake-up call happened. I gave y'all the background because of how heavy the energy was. And for anybody that struggles with a parent that has substance abuse issues and mental health issues, it like messes with our brain different than a person that has a normal, healthy, conscious mother. Yeah. So I'm in this hotel and I'm going to give y'all a throwback. I stayed at the Imperial Palace in Vegas. Do y'all know what hotel that is now? I'll let you look it up. But the Imperial Palace was an old hotel, like from the 1950s, probably 80s. I don't know. But it was old. So I'm in this old hotel and I picked it because I felt like the nostalgic of it would help my mom feel comfortable. It was an older crowd inside of the hotel. So I didn't want her to like feel like she, you know, didn't fit or belong. And she wasn't even there. So I just sleep. I was going to take her to go like walk the strip. You know how you do. You come to Vegas, you want to just tour around and then at night you go do your activity. We were going to go to the concert. So I just slept. This sleep was different because I was so triggered. I was so angry. I was so sad. And it was a lot of triggering points of like childhood trauma and how many times my mother has embarrassed me because of her substance abuse, how many times that I've had to fight for our peace and freedom because of crazy situations she would put us in, me and my sister. And so I just was drained. And when your heart chakra is drained, this is again when the devil like comes in, right? So you got to pay attention to when you're so drained. Everybody around you is at that low frequency with you. So certain people is around you and certain people aren't. And it's because of your energy. So I'm just by myself. I go to sleep. I try to wake up. And this entity is on top of me. So let me fix my chair. So I'm like this. This dark entity is on me. I can't see his face. I saw it while I was asleep though. Like my soul woke up and saw it come through the door and it was on me like this. And it started talking in this ear. And I'm making the noise, but it sounded like this. If I could find a demonic noise, it just sounded like demons, demons, demons. And it was talking in a demonic language. And all I could do was like lay there like a scary movie and let the tears like fall down. My soul is scared. I don't even know what's about to happen to me because it's like a ghost, but it's black and it's talking to me. I wake up and I couldn't move. So it was so strong. It was pushing me and I was trying to push it back. The only way I could stop that demon from talking was the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. But guess what? That demon was so strong I couldn't talk. So it sounded like this. You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. I said, whoa. And because my prayer wasn't being heard, all I could do is say, God, 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 God. When the devil got a hold on you, that motherfucker's strong. Whoa. So I say the Lord's Prayer again. I get up. When he releases me, he disappears. The room is white again, but it was dark. But it's the middle of the day. First thing I say, my human experience, this damn haunted ass, old ass Imperial Palace hotel, I can get out of here. Whew. So I put on some leggings and the tank top and I go walk and give me some water. Because you know in Vegas, every time you stay in a hotel, it's like there's no water to be found unless you're in a high-end hotel. But Imperial Palace was old. It was old. Ain't no water. So I had to go miles to go find a CVS and go get water and some snacks. So I go towards the Venetian and there's a CVS over there. There's like a Grand Canal shop bridge. It's like this beautiful Venetian bridge. Oh, it's glorious. Vegas. And I'm like, I feel normal. I get my water, I get my snacks. As soon as I hit the corner to go back to my hotel, I reach for the railing and I feel paralyzed from this part of my body all the way down to my feet. It's a pain, and it's like if I move, the pain gets worse. And there's nobody around me. There's no security. There's no tourists. It's just quiet right there. It's weird, but it wasn't weird because it was in the middle of the day. So, you know, in Vegas, ain't nobody really out in the daytime. Some people are, most people are not. So at this particular time, it wasn't nobody near me to even witness that I can't move. So it's just me. I'm like, God help me. God help me. So I go and I ask God to help me get to my